Hi, I'm Jessica Citizen from GamePron News. I'm here with Neil and Ben from Tin Man Games, and last time we caught up with you guys, you were working on game books for the iPhone and iPad. That's all changed by now, hasn't it?
Yeah, we're still working on game books for iPhone, iPad, but we're also porting our whole engine to Android as well as Mac and PC. So in about 6 months' time, you should be able to get game books on the Android Marketplace, the Mac App Store, and hopefully Steam.
Ooh, how do you think the mechanic will actually work on an interface that doesn't have a touchscreen?
It's pretty good, actually. I mean, since I've been developing them on the desktop, with the simulator, it's not too bad. Obviously, it's not nearly as fun to use on the screen, but it works pretty well.
So last time we caught up with you, it was all the fantasy books and sort of following in a similar theme. There are some big changes afoot, some big new projects in the works. What can you tell us about Gundogs?
Well, Gundogs came about because there's a company in the UK called Greywood Publishing that they publish sort of tabletop role-playing games. And they approached me with a proposal for a game book series. And they said that the illustrator that they'd like to work on the game book, should we accept it, was the legendary Gary Chalk. Now, if anybody's knows much about game books, they'll know that Gary Chalk was involved with the Lone Wolf books, and he was the main illustrator for those in the early days. So, yeah, I would kind of, bit the hand off and said, yes, please. And Gary's actually already started illustrating. He's actually sent me some of his work already, and we'll probably put up on the blog in the next few weeks, just kind of a little hint at what's to come. So that's really exciting. So.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to have sort of these legends of the game book industry. Like, we just had Jonathan Green do Spider God for us, and it's amazing. And then to have Gary Chalk and the guys with Lone Wolf come to do a series of books with us, we're very excited.
So have the guys who have been coming from these actual, physical paper game books, how have they been reacting to this new, more electronic format?
Yeah, they're really stoked. I mean, we've got a big fan base of people that have read game books in printed format. But we've also picked up a lot of kind of new readers, because game books were big in the 80s and 90s. So, there's a lot of younger readers out there that didn't even know game books existed. So, we've picked up quite a lot of younger readers as well, I think.
So we're here at the Game Connect Asia Pacific, and you guys have got a massive announcement to make. Can you tell us what it is?
Yes. Well, do it. So basically, we've signed a licensing deal with a company in the UK called Rebellion, and Rebellion own the publishing rights to 2000 AD and Judge Dredd. So we've signed a deal to bring a Judge Dredd game book in which you'll be playing Judge Dredd, and it will be coming out Q2 next year. So we're very excited about it.
Yeah, pretty stoked about that.
So again, that's another completely different direction for you guys. You've gone from the fantasy to a more modern day to futuristic. How do you think the translation will carry over? Is it still going to involve dice? Is it still going to be the same mechanic?
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I mean, we might make some changes for the Judge Dredd stuff, just based on what they want to do, and the character's a little bit different because you're Judge Dredd. So, but yeah, it'll be the same basic idea. It'll still be a game book, still be lots of choices, and there'll be some sort of dice mechanic going on. So yeah,
it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Are you in any way daunted about stepping into the shoes of such a well-established character?
Yes, but we've kind of covered that quite well, because the team, there's a team of writers and an artist, and they've all been involved with the actual tabletop role-playing game of Judge Dredd, which I think was published a couple of years ago. So the people behind the game book, they know the universe inside out. So it's pretty good, and also everything we do, we have to clear with the license holders. So they're going to make sure that we don't do anything bad for Judge Dredd. It'll all still stick very much in the universe.
Yeah.
So.
And it will all feel right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And the art, oh my gosh, the art looks amazing. We got some of the early artwork pieces, and they're very, very awesome. We'll show some tomorrow in our talk, actually. So.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. So is there anything else that you guys would like to add? Is there anything amazing in addition to Judge Dredd? Does anything even compete?
We are talking with quite a few different people about some various things, which obviously we can't reveal yet. But we've got this established brand now. That's what our talk's about tomorrow, building the brand. So we can now approach license holders for things and say, look, we can make a game book out of that. And we're in discussion with a good 2 or 3, which seem
companies that you've heard of.
Yeah.
Game properties that you are aware of, that you've played.
Yeah.
That we can't talk about. because it might not happen. I mean, we don't know yet.
We don't know. It's early days.
It's all
a lot of
early,
it.
yeah.
But we've got this technology now. And we want to leverage it as much as possible. And then we've also got. We're not running away from our fantasy stuff either. We've got a sequel to the first book of Sasson and Orlando's coming out. We've also got. It's going to be the 2-year anniversary of that first game book coming out in February next year.
Early February. Yeah.
So we're going to re-release that with a whole load of new stuff in there. And then we've got localizations, so they're coming out in French and Italian at the moment, and we're looking into doing it in Spanish. And I've even just spoke to somebody about doing it in Japanese. So
Yes.
there's
There's a whole
lots-
bunch of new, tons of new original series coming out. We got sci-fi series coming out.
Yep.
More Orlando stuff. Some all new stuff coming down the pipe. So it's good.
Wow, it's big times for Tin Man Games.
Pretty excited.
It is. Yeah, we're going to have a busy year next year.
Yes,
It's going to be very busy. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you guys so much for your time. Sounds like big things are ahead.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.